Hey everyone, and welcome to my review of Underdog, a roguelike arena mech battler where you and your bro take on the underbelly of New Braca and prove that in this city the underdog can rise to the top and become the best of the best. So hit them like and subscribe buttons and let's crash this party.
Man, that shit looks nasty. Let's jam it full of bots.
Underdogs is set out in a day-by-day format, each day having a cycle starting from the morning and ending at night.
And then you get to do this little thing in between where you have to pick, you want to heal yourself, go to a shop, buy some stuff, go to a hall, try and find shit, all done from up there, noon, morning, evening, and then the fight.
And with that, a mech battle. In between, you have several decisions you must make, leading you from different places and different people, and some of these decisions can mean the difference between winning a battle and losing one. For instance, after a battle, if you've taken enough damage, whether you repair your mech or save the money and visit some of the upgrade shops, and there are plenty of other places that you can visit, with each section of the day choosing from one thing or another. Getting deeper into these sections gives you an idea of what sort of shithole Braca actually is. You can hire hackers or saboteurs, hustle gangsters, and even make a deal or two. And you can even do some favours for, of course, the right price. But just as you would expect, not everything is as rosy as you would think. Get caught stealing, making the wrong deal, or even making the wrong decision along the way can all cost you in the arena. And then welcome to your new hobby, acquiring tech to upgrade your mech. And this will become a huge priority, as there are actually some pretty sweet upgrades out there. And these can easily range from claws to help you Hulk smash, my personal favourites, to extra armour, repair units, extra damage, some parts with a mixture of different upgrades within them, and some putting some up and some down. This part of the game did actually surprise me, as I thought I'd dislike these parts, but it really added an element of being able to control your fate. Well, for better or worse. Not to make it about me here, but if you could hit those like and subscribe buttons if you're enjoying this video, that would be really handy. Thank you. As much as all this sounds fun, just remember this is a roguelike and you will die a lot. And as so, you'll be seeing a few repeats here and there of these sections. And I could only think that sounds really bad. But these sections only really serve as kind of an appetizer to the main event. To start with, moving around threw me a little, as you have to use your arms to make your body go into, well, the direction you want to go in. And this did take me a good while to master, move around and punching, deflecting and mashing up whatever may come, and then adding kind of a dock-op pincher type items to the end of your arms, enabling you to pick up enemies or even objects laying around. And this again gave an extra depth, an extra layer to the combat. Punching soft will engage a soft punch, whilst punching hard in actual physicalness will give you a harder punch in-game. Likewise, swinging at enemies in different directions will result in the same depending on how hard or soft you swing. There's even a little gauge on your HUD to show you this. And there's even a little kind of bash mechanic where if you run straight into a enemy fast, you'll bash into them, causing them to flail in one direction and do more damage. But a word to the wise, all of this is well and good, but bear in mind some of these moves will cause damage to your mech, as well as the constant barrage from the enemies. And talking about the enemies, I was lightly surprised by the difference in them. Just as I got used to one set of enemies, another type came out, or a variation, more armour and the like from an original enemy. I did however like the fact that you're kind of warned where the enemies are coming from by a little alarm and a light above the door that they're coming out of. And my favourite, not favourite enemies were the cute little sticky bomb that runs towards you like a faithful little doggy and then explodes on you. Bad doggy. But suffice to say, there were plenty of enemies to go round, and due to its violent and destructive nature, I was not getting bored anytime soon. And let's not forget about the environment that also had its own personality. Here is kind of the procedure generated, I believe, parts where one run through the arena will be dark and another it will be lit. Spikes placed in different areas and cards littering in random spaces on the floors. And this isn't to mention the, shall we call them, grinders of the different shapes and sizes that are strewn around some arenas, and also the times where the whole one side of the arena converts into a molten hot grinder. And as much fun as it is to throw enemies into these, you can actually be damaged by them yourself, so you need to be careful. Suffice to say, the battles just feel epic, and most even feel different due to the way it's played from the last ones. Underdogs also looks good.
That crashing sound's making me shiver.
Most of the non-fighting areas have a rather cool 3D comic feel to them, and when battling within the arenas, they do feel fast and gritty enough to be believable, along with your own HUD, which displays all the damage you're taking. Although the experience of seeing one of your mech arms falling off as your bro is screaming down your ear is something truly special. In fact, the sound and the speech, although a little bit tropey and it's kind of in places trying a little bit too hard, still felt, indeed sounded, pretty good. And there really is nothing like hearing the roar of the crowd after a victory. Although for those who are just after a few battles here and there, with the added bonus of some challenges, there is also a skirmish mode that, well, does just that. Onto the workout rating, and obviously I'm talking about in battles here. And wow, can this be really intense? And it just gets more and more intense the further in you go, as this has a tendency to make you work harder and harder the more you get into it. And because the harder you try, the more damage you do, this is more poignant in this game than many others. I.e., you want to hit big, then you swing harder, which basically forces you to play hard, and this simply ramps up the workout. I'll be giving Underdogs a workout rating of 7 out of 10. It's pretty intensive. And so we move on to the overall score for Underdogs. And Underdogs for me will be getting a 8 out of 10, with it being the first Mech VR game that I've played, but not my first VR arena game. But it does set the bar rather high for future games. So other devs, pay attention. Now, do me a favour, bro, leave us a comment on this one, and yeah, hit me up with them like and subscribe buttons if you want to do me a solid, because life is better when we game together.